Ladies and gentlemen, U.S. troops are in Poland training Ukrainian troops on how to use weapons that were shipped there from the West. Now, y'all heard about all the military aid that was going to Ukraine. Well, they're teaching them how to use all of these military aids and weapons and everything they sent over there. So, U.S. troops, these are troops that are stationed in Poland, have been providing Ukrainians with instructions on how to use the weapons the West have been shipping into Ukraine. Sources familiar with the matter tell CNN. President Joe Biden said on Monday that U.S. troops stationed in Poland have been helping train the Ukrainian troops in that country. The troops were deployed there to help bolster NATO's eastern flank amid Russia's the invasion of Ukraine. So the training is another way in which the U.S. has aided the Ukrainian military while attempting to not directly engage with Russian forces, which would potentially touch off a wider war. Biden had heard from troops while he was stationed. He had visited where the troops are stationed in Poland. And, I guess they gave him an update during his visit on the tactical weapon training they're giving the Ukrainians. We are talking about helping train the Ukrainian troops that are in Poland, Biden said on Monday. He was seeking to clarify a remark he made last week to U.S. troops that they would be seeing you when you're there. Women, young people standing in the middle of a damn tank saying, "I'm not leaving, I'm holding my ground." White House officials told CNN there are Ukrainian soldiers in Poland interacting with, the U.S. troops on a regular basis. And that's what President Biden was referring to. There's sources that told CNN that while the U.S. troops are indeed providing some instructions to Ukrainians at a military base in Poland, it does not amount to formalizing training. Rather, the coaching is more tactical and in the moment, the sources explain. That includes showing Ukrainian soldiers picking up the weapon shipments in Poland and how to use some of that equipment, like the Javelin anti tank missiles that the West have been sending in large numbers. Poland has become the central transit point of arms transferred into Ukraine. No wonder why Poland think they're next. Look at all the help they're giving Ukraine, and I'm sure Russia knows about that. The U.S. has allocated $1 billion dollars in security assistance to Ukraine in the last month alone and intends to provide Ukraine's armed forces with more than 9,000 shoulder fired anti tank missiles, including javelins, and nearly 7,000 small arms, including machine guns and grenade launchers. 20 million rounds of ammunition and 100 armed drones. So that's what they provided them with. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where your taxpayer money is going. This is where it's going. These are direct transfers of equipment from our Department of Defense to the Ukrainian military to help them as they fight against this invasion, Biden said earlier this month. We're going to continue to do more in the days and weeks ahead. Yes, and I also saw he's pledging millions more dollars. I'm not millions, I'm sorry, billions more in aid. Billions. Okay, NATO Supreme Ally Commander Todd D. Walters told U.S. lawmakers on Tuesday that the U.S. had been providing advice and assistance with respect to material going into Ukraine, but that the US forces are not in the process of currently training military forces from Ukraine and Poland. I don't believe that. I believe they are. I'm just telling you, I believe they are training these troops and they're just denying it. There are liaisons that are there that are being given advice, and that is different from what I think you are referring to with respect to training. Walters told Republican Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas when he was asking about the training. Walters said separately during the hearing that, as you well know, we've made dramatic improvements in our information sharing and intelligence sharing. And as the Ukrainians continue to pursue their campaign, our advice and our assistance with respect to material will be very, very important, Walters said. While the US and NATO have so far ruled out sending any troops into Ukraine, on top of the tactical military training, there had been robust intelligence sharing going on between the US and Ukrainian forces, CNN previously reported. In most cases, two sources familiar with the sharing system says the intelligence being shared involved information about Russian force movement and location, as well as intercepted communications about their military plans. So they're trying to say they're giving them information, but not training them. Trust me, they're training these troops. They're training them, especially if it's weapons they never used before being sent into their country. They would have to train them before sending them out there to fight Russia. How could you do it without training? You couldn't. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. And I believe Russia knows this is going on. I do. I think they are watching the US closely because they know the US. Everybody do. Y'all go back on everything you say. So, that's the one thing the world do know about the US. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.